Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Noah and Chase podcast with your hosts, Noah and Chase. You guys may know me from my channel, obviously, Soundwave 11, and this is my friend Chase here. Chase, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Chase.
All right, that was a great introduction by Chase.
Thank you.
Uh, um, you know what I hate, Chase?
What do you hate, Noah?
I hate horrible podcasts, and I know that's kind of weird because we are making a
We're on a
podcast right
podcast.
now. But
Yeah.
have you seen those videos where it's like a room? It's like a room of like 10 people of like one side is guys, the other the other
Oh
side is
yeah.
but you know those videos where they're just like always arguing, like the guys just hate women. Like they're like, "Oh, you don't know anything." Okay, so
Yeah, they invite them on almost just to have like a punching bag, like something to like oppose them, you know?
it's like a boys versus girls thing in like PE in elementary school. It's just so goofy.
I
Like
know.
it's
And
so bad.
like you put a microphone in front of somebody and they think they have like the authority to be doing all that kind of stuff. And like I know we're on our own podcast like you already mentioned, but I want to try to not be like that kind of stuff. So
No, I get you. Yeah, no, yeah, that's what we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to we're just trying to talk. But I just think those podcasts where it's like a podcast where it shows a video of what's going on. Like there's two different forms of that. There's like Joe Rogan where it's kind of like entertaining to actually watch him because
yeah.
maybe he'll just be like smoking weed with like Elon Musk or something. Or it's the other one where it's like all these guys just fighting, like you don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
it's
There's 15 people talking at the same time, like what is
it's a
going
gang
on?
war. It's a recorded gang war they're putting on a live stream.
They're fighting for the turf. That's how they set. That's
And
how.
I
Imagine if
know.
that's how gangs settled their disputes. They go on a podcast and they just like argue the whole time until someone
Dude,
wins.
I can't imagine that like the people who like obviously okay, take something like I know the podcast you're talking about, like with the huge like group of girls versus guys. I don't know the name of it. But in those type of things, like usually the hosts of it have some type of agenda or ideals, and it seems like they specifically choose people who oppose those ideals. So do you think the people who come on who are like they're opposites pretty much, you think they know they're there to be made like fun of and like made to look like a like an idiot? Like
I don't know. Like
why?
I don't know if it's like satire or not.
Because I would never willingly go on to one of those knowing that I'm just gonna get grilled and like made to look stupid the entire time. And it seems like there's so many instances of this. It's like, how do people not see through this? That they're just doing it for like TikTok edits to make them look stupid.
And they're always doing like the most like weird topics. Like their topic is like, so it's okay to be in an abusive relationship. You just gotta wait. And that's
Well,
like
I
the
mean,
that's like the topic. Like I remember watching one,
yeah,
and they were like, the girl was like, should you stay in a relationship if um if the relationship is abusive? And then two of the guys both agree, and they just talk over everyone. They go, yeah, actually, that's fine. Yeah, you just gotta wait it out. If you guys truly love each other, then it won't be a big deal. And I was
oh
like,
yeah, I
oh my
know.
god, that's like crazy. And then like I don't know, but I think that one of the podcasts, at least, I think it's literally called Girls versus Guys. I think I'm not even kidding, or
Mm.
something maybe. But yeah, no,
It's only the
it's
extremist views it's the extremist takes that would get the views though, because like you can't go on talking about your day and expect to get attention.
yeah, I know what you mean. Oh my gosh, yeah, and then I always get those videos on TikTok when, and below it's just GTA car racing.
No, I know. It's so
or
wild how
or Minecraft speedrun.
no, I know the parkour races. It's crazy how like not even just like short attention span, but like you need to have some type of stimulation all the time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Wasn't the soap cutting like you just mentioned that like bottle stuff? I always see that bottle stuff rolling down the stairs.
Yeah, no, this title right here says, "Can girls and guys be best friends?" Listen to the end. Like, no, I guess
No, of
not.
course they can't. No,
Uh, yeah,
I
no,
did see a bunch of stuff about that. Some guy had a like a super serious take. So and you know what? You know why these people get views? Because they're convincing. I watch this kind of stuff, and I guess I am kind of a
that's so
I don't
true,
know. I'm very easily convinced.
dude. I
But
know
they
you.
can
I
have
know
me
what you're
believe in
talking about. Yeah.
anything. I'm like, you know what? He's got a point. And then I see the next video I scroll down to is like completely opposite. Like, well, they got a point too. And I'm like,
Dude, I know entirely what you're talking about. They are kind of convincing. Like some people's
yeah,
points are like super like oddly like confusing. Like it's kind of scary. Like
I know.
or like cuz you kind of start believing them. You're like and then you realize after the videos you're like no, that's stupid. What? Yeah,
Yeah,
one of the topics they talked about was how long should you wait before texting? Like it's like dumb crap like that. It's like dumb
yeah.
dating stuff always. It's always like and then the girls are like, "Actually, you know what? You have to do." And then the guys are like, "But I don't wanna." You know what I mean? They're like, "Dude, that's so dumb. Like I'm so lazy. I'm not going to do that for you."
No, I know. Well, they
It,
have a market. Their market is that kind of Sigma, like
yeah,
guys who they're right, man. I swear, like
that's
I,
for the
I live by
alphas or
that.
something, man. Like seriously, look, do you lose friends after college? How long should you go on the chase? DMing two girls in the same friend group? Question mark.
The same friend group. Okay, but
Oh
like
no, Balder
honestly, I
trimmed.
don't answer to that kind of stuff. Not that I'm in a situation where I'd be texting two girls where two girls would willingly talk to me at the
Right.
same time. But if I was, I'd want to know how to do it right.
Oh shit, this one says drunk texting, the jealous type. Every thumbnail is the same guy just having like a crazy expression. Like someone said something to make him just like really just ignite like that.
And they always like they talk with their hands a lot. They use a lot of like
Yes. You're
expressive doors like and like
yeah, I know, you know
my head.
every thumbnail he's got like a fist up. This one's got like the phone hand signal.
Yeah,
Uh
that's one plus of just having a black screen with both of our faces on it. We don't have to talk with
Yeah,
our
you get to
hands.
see these really cool photos of us, and maybe that's where we
Yeah.
are. Maybe that's just how you think of us. We're just like
I'm
chilling.
always by the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'm always holding a giant Snickers bar.
I could like be naked right now.
Yeah, me and Chase could be in the same room right now, completely nude, with blue paint all over us or something like that, and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Um, there's another one. Are you asking your date to split the bill? And then there's a little bit of text on the thumbnail. It says, "Nah, that's not true." And
Are you? In what instance, Noah, would you ask a girl to split this bill? Like first date? Like I feel like people say you got to pay on the first date, but then again, there's
well,
no
I
straight
never
up
split
like
the bill with my girlfriend. I actually just it's always either or. Like I don't think we've ever actually had like an actual split like decision
yeah.
on
I
a
feel like
bill. But
yeah.
then don't you think about it? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of it a little bit? Because you split the bill, right? Okay, I'll pay, but you'll pay next time. So why not just split the bill every single time? You guys are paying pretty much
Oh
the exact
yeah.
same.
Well, because then you can like when it's your turn to pay, you go to a cheap place, and when it's their turn to pay, you go like an expensive place. You know, like
Yeah, that is
then
kind of hacking,
you
but that's honestly just kind of like messed up at that
yeah, I
point.
get it.
It's like, hey, do you want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory? But you're paying,
I know. Like
and then you're like, all right, let's go to McDonald's. I'll pay.
I've only split the bill when I'm
Group of friends.
with a group of friends, with a group of other dudes. If I'm ever with a girl,
Because
it
we're
would
all
and
salty. Because we all want to pay the same amount. Because we're all salty,
yeah,
man.
no, and it's not even a lot of the time like it's not even just like splitting. If there's five of us, it's not just take the whole number divide it by five. It's I'm paying for you ate. You know that you got the fries. Okay, pay for the fries. It's not you pay for exactly what you eat. It's not like
Exactly.
just divided. It's fine.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
But
dumb.
like all the things that I've gone out with girls and stuff like that, like it's never been like a long enough thing where it's like, okay, I'd be comfortable with letting you pay. I always just pay because it's like, I don't know, don't leave me. You know?
Don't leave me. Yeah, I know you
Don't
always
leave me. I'll pay
you.
for everything. I swear.
Yeah, no, I've always gone with that too. Like when I first was going out with my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna pay like every single time because like I
Yeah.
don't want her to like because I don't know what kind of mentality anyone has. You know, like the person you're going out with could have the mentality of like, okay, this guy better pay the first like a million times, and then
No,
once we're
right?
actually an established relationship for like a while, then I could be like, no, 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 I'll pay. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know, yeah, that's like the
And it,
constant struggle.
and then you always have like the offer of like, well, oh no, like you know, I'll pay. It's like, I don't know about that, dude. Like this is a trap. You know, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what the
Cause
underlying meaning
Because
is.
maybe they're like, okay, I'll pay, right? And then you're like, well, if I let them pay, well, after the date, will they go, why did he just let me pay like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like
And,
what?
well, you know, I think that the fact that we're having this deep of a conversation shows why that gets views because they make a podcast about it because people have these in-depth arguments.
Yeah,
Who
no, this
pays
is
first?
yeah, no, I've never really had to talk about this so much. Yeah, no, I don't know. Some of these I'm looking at all these thumbnails. It's the same guy. It's always like, man,
Man, he must
I,
know everything.
I don't know why there's like so many people on these podcasts. You can't understand what anyone's saying because they're all just talking over each other.
What? What?
Yeah, no, there's actually
I didn't
some
hear what you
like
were saying,
dumb.
and I didn't hear it.
Some of these thumbnails are like stuff that like I would never want to actually see because like I don't even know who they're talking about in this thumbnail, but it says, "Is Megan cuter than Hayden's ex?"
Oh my god. Yeah, there's like established characters in these podcasts. It's like if you have not been watching for a while, it's like I have no idea what's going on.
Is Taylor Swift the problem? Is one of them? Yes, the answer is yes.
Mm.
The answer, in my opinion, is yes. Taylor Swift is the problem. I don't like Taylor Swift's music at all.
I used to. I
I
think
think it's
some of
fun. I think
the
I personally think that she's it's just annoying,
I
and her
only
fans
enjoy
are
her.
annoying. Or
I only
yeah.
I only enjoy her really old, like over like the stuff that would make it on the radio because like you kind of have to listen to it.
I
But
know when you're like
I
a
think a
kid
lot of the
listening to
newer.
Taylor Swift and she's like Julian or whatever the hell she was
Well,
talking
yeah,
about.
because like all the new songs sound really similar to me, and it's like I can't. I don't know how you're making money off
No, that
this.
is the
Like
biggest problem with Taylor
you,
Swift, and honestly, a lot of those pop musicians that are still trying to be as famous as they were in 2010 is that
I think
all of their music sounds exactly like the other one, but nothing's
I
gonna be
know.
the same as their best one. But they'll try to make
Yeah,
it sound like the best one, but it's not as catchy. It does, you know what I mean? Like it's just
it's
not
hard to recapture an essence that you. I feel like everything nowadays is just a rehash or like a rip off of something else because they've seen what is successful, and so they try to recreate that, and it just never comes across as good.
right. Yeah.
Speaking of trying to bring back stuff that was never as good, we just saw the new Indiana Jones movie.
Oh yes, we did. We went and saw the Indiana Jones movie day one, actually, pretty
Yeah, it was
much.
on opening night.
Was it
Um,
Thursday? Was it Thursday or was it
it
Friday?
was no, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday.
I
I
think it
remember
was
it being
Thursday.
Thursday. Um,
Um, yeah, yeah, we saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which in my opinion is one of the stupidest titles I've ever heard in my life. What does that What does that even mean? I originally thought the movie was about like a phone from the future that he finds or
the
something.
Dial of
He
Destiny.
he fi- he,
No.
fi- he finds like the iPhone like 13 and he's like no. But
Oh god.
actually
Well,
that
is this gonna
that
be a spoiler? It's gonna be a spoiler for. I think we should go in depth on this movie
yeah, we're going
because
in depth. So my video, I made a video about the Dial of Destiny, guys. You should just check that out if you don't want like many spoilers, because I tried not to spoil anything. That's like a pretty normal review of the movie without getting into too much. But we're gonna get into the crevices of this movie,
yeah.
and talk about stuff that really just annoyed us. But actually, that day, me and Chase went to a corn dog place, and we had some Korean corn dogs, and it was
Oh
pretty good.
yeah. That was
I
the
I
beginning of the night.
I had a cinnamon corn dog and a crispy dog is what the place called it.
Filled with cheese.
Filled with cheese. Yes, I had filled with cheese, and the crispy dog had a whole wiener in it. Even though I asked for half cheese, but it's fine. It's still really good. Chase also got a cinnamon one.
I got one cinnamon one.
But yeah, going into this movie, obviously we immediately knew that we weren't gonna like it because the last one wasn't that good. Um,
No.
and
Usually, when a movie series is already going down, it doesn't usually pick it up by the fifth one.
no,
So
it doesn't at all. It really, yeah, no. By the by the fifth one, unless it's like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or something like
well,
it.
Star Wars never went down. There was the fourth one and then the fifth one. They didn't have time to go down between the fourth and the fifth. You know.
Well, technically, those are the first two. It went A New
Okay,
Hope,
okay, I guess.
Empire, and
If you're
then
talking about the seventh one, I guess by the
I
seventh one
personally
they had
don't
to
think the
go down.
prequels are bad. It's a common thing to say that the prequels are trash or something like that, but I personally think the prequels are actually very good. The prequels look amazing compared to the new sequel movies, but yeah.
And you'd think with well, I guess no. Was George Lucas even in on the new Indiana Jones movie? Like, did he
No,
have any part?
I do not think he had anything to do with 4 or 5.
Not even four.
Hold on. I'm going to look it
Is
up. I'm
Indiana
going to
Jones
look it
even
up.
owned by Disney? Because I know by like
Yes, yes.
it's like kind of the curse once Disney gets a hold of something, it kind
Yeah,
of
it's trash. It turns into the
flops.
sequel trilogy of Star Wars, which is pretty much of what this movie reminded me of. How it was just so like bland and dumb, and
Well,
they
yeah,
made a bunch
because
of
it's
characters that were not even like cool.
no,
And
that's
but
very true.
yeah,
It didn't suffer from the same thing as
Indiana Jones.
the sequels of Star Wars did, where it's like revamping the exact same story. Because I think it was an original enough story,
Hmm.
but in I think
Oh, I'm wrong, dude. I am actually wrong.
hmm,
Or like at least this is okay. This is what Wikipedia says. So if we're wrong and you're listening to this and you're like, "You idiot, you're an idiot. I'm an Indiana Jones expert. Please just tell us that we're terribly wrong." But it says Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, 2008 was filmed It was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Wow, and the
Okay,
movie still did not look that good.
I never thought it was that bad, but okay.
It was written by David. I don't know how to say his last name. It's
Ghetto? Oh
Koepp.
yeah.
And then, but the story is by Jeff Nathanson, and franchise creator George Lucas.
Oh,
So,
so that's like the
so
OGs on this movie.
Indiana Jones 4 was pretty much the OGs. I'm gonna look up 5 creators just to make sure. I wonder. Okay, yeah, the film was directed by James Mangold, co-wrote with. Yeah, I don't recognize these people. Spielberg was supposed to direct before passing it on to Mangold. Man, he should have directed it, in my opinion.
Is that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull we're still talking about?
We're talking about 5 now.
Oh, Dial of Destiny.
Yes, 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 yes.
And oh, and it was still made by the original people. That's really interesting because it seems just so different.
The 5th one isn't made by any of the originals, though.
Oh, wait, I thought. Okay,
The
that's
fourth,
what you just said.
the fourth one was made by
Okay, that's
Spielberg
okay.
and all those good guys like George Lucas. But that one is commonly known as like preferably like the worst Indiana Jones film until this one came out.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Until
the
this one.
title.
Chase was telling me that he liked the 4th one better. I'm actually starting to agree with him more and more. I think about this movie. It kind of does something that reminds me of what Force Awakens did, where it's pretty much just the first Indiana Jones movie again, almost.
Really, I don't think so.
Or
I
like,
think
it reuses pretty much a lot of things from the original Indiana Jones, but they just remake it as like nostalgia. You know what I
I
mean?
think okay. I think you're right with the nostalgia thing, but I think the reason it was bad is because they took too many risks with trying to make it a new thing. I mean, they introduced a bunch of new characters. Just the fact that Indiana Jones is not Indiana Jones, like he's an old guy. That's
Right.
I know, like actors got to change with time, but I don't think it needed to be made. I'm not saying like I could have done any better. I just think leaving it alone
Yeah.
would have been the
While
best
you're on the
choice.
topic of that, okay, so yeah, this is definitely spoilers, so you've been warned if you don't want to know anything about the new Indiana Jones movie. The first like 20 minutes of the movie is honestly
Oh,
like
good.
it's better than the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I'll tell you that. Like the first 20 minutes
Yeah,
is
the
better
first
than
20 minutes
but
alone.
unfortunately the rest of the movie's so trash that I would honestly rather go watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull than this one. And basically in the first 20 minutes it's a young Indiana Jones from like pre Crystal Skull. So this is like
I
uh
want to say it's even like Last Crusade, like maybe the third movie
yeah,
era,
it's like
because he like
third movie era
is like
something.
prime Nazi time, you
Yeah,
know?
no, there's still Nazis that they got to take care of. And what happens is that you get a de-aged Harrison Ford, which honestly didn't even look that bad. It
No, I
wasn't
didn't
that
see any
bad,
like
and
problems with
even
it.
if it was problematic a little bit, I would still enjoy a full-on like just straight up just face CGI him the whole movie, and we just get a whole classic again with new technology and cooler stuff that will make it look more realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did really enjoy that, and I really I thought it was a bit goofy, and I looked at you in the theater when this happened because I think we were both thinking the same thing. There's a point when the Nazis like find him out, and they they try to hang him in this big
Yes,
tower,
yes,
and
yes.
it's so just like
It's so
I think
bad.
back and it was pretty fun to watch, but it's like essentially so he's being hung, and like the chair is gone. He is like strung up, and then a bomb, like a bombing run happens, and this huge bomb falls to the roof of the tower. Doesn't explode right away, but it blows up all the Nazis, and because he's like hanging from the rope, he doesn't die, and then he's got to like maneuver on like the rubble of the building. It's really a cool sequence, and it reminds me of like the fridge scene from the fourth one, which again was goofy, but
Yeah,
it's that really unlike realistic like kind of adventure
it's
stuff that I
fun. It's
like.
it's just fun because I think that's what Indiana Jones is. I think the whole point
Yeah, it
of the
doesn't
Indiana
have to be
Jones
super
movies is that they're not
grounded.
supposed to be grounded. But I will
Mhm.
say there are like really stupid stuff. So the main villain of the movie is in this flashback sequence. This
Oh
guy,
my
he's younger just like Indiana Jones, and he's a Nazi
Mhm.
and he wants to complete Hitler's work or blah blah blah, whatever like every single Nazi in the movie wants to do. And basically they're on a train and the guy is crawling on back onto the train after like getting hit, I think, or something. But and then a giant pull. By the way, this train is like high speed. Like this is a pretty. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
train. Trains are
Yeah,
fast.
the trains
And
don't go
and a
slow.
giant pull thing hits him off the train right on his head. That should have
Yeah.
killed him. Like I
As if
know I
the
know it's not supposed to be grounded, but dude, that is actually dumb. Like he had to have died from that. But then he comes back in the movie as the main villain, but older, just like Indiana Jones.
not only is the main villain older, I wish they put some type of like battle scar on him or something, like some like
Yeah,
weird sick
what?
thing
There's no
it,
scar from the
he
giant
recovered
pole.
perfectly from that.
Yeah, what?
And I don't know if you know what happens, but okay. So if you ever stand next to a train, now I don't know if this like old Nazi train has different train physics. A train will suck you in from like the sheer force and wind it creates, suck you into the wheels of it. So if the hit alone from this metal pole didn't kill this guy on impact, he falls off the train onto the tracks. You're telling me he didn't get swept under that train and like run over? Anyway, uh,
Yeah, no, that's what I. Yeah, dude, that's a good point. That's a good point on how that guy didn't die from any other thing.
and if he did die, we wouldn't have had the rest of the movie. So
He
you
had to
know,
have had
like
like brain trauma. He had to have like brain trauma or damage or
he should have,
something.
yeah, like
What I think, okay, so in the movie he just kind of appears again, like, oh god, he survived it, no scar, no nothing, no, that's not explained.
yeah.
He just comes back, and in my opinion, the whole time I was expecting some crazy backstory with him, like some crazy backstory on how he survived that. Like,
Yeah.
but then in my own mind, I was constructing this crazy plot, like, oh, he found the Dial of Destiny and went back in time and made sure he didn't like break his head, and then he's been going through time and stuff. What would have been sick if what if he went back in time and like helped the Nazis win, and then old ass Indiana Jones wakes up and it's like Nazi City, and he's like, oh god.
Nazi City. Oh
Like, I
man.
think that'd be kind of interesting. But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah. What if
yeah.
the whole movie, instead of based in like the regular '80s with like
Right.
parades and the
It's actually
space
it's set in
race,
1969.
it
I
was
just looked it up.
'69?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
There's no way it was based in 1969. I mean, when did we land on the moon? Hang on.
1969. It says a fifth
Wait, is
film
that
set in
so?
1969 was released June 30th, 2023.
Okay, you're actually right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
the
don't know
moon.
why I doubted you on that.
Yeah,
I was
what's
like,
funny about
wait,
this movie is that it shows the moon landing, signaling you, telling you
oh, now we
when
know
it's
where we are.
happening.
Thanks.
I don't like how they make Indiana Jones some hermit like they do with every old character. Like they made him a hermit.
I know.
Yeah, like they did with Luke Skywalker and stuff, and the Han Solo. Han Solo and Indiana Jones literally have the exact same life. They both got divorced pretty much in the sequels and in this one, and they don't meet their loved one till like the end of the movie,
Yeah.
which is stupid in my opinion. I think you
Hmm.
might as well just keep going with it. They kill off Shia LaBeouf. They kill off
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf's
some
character.
unexplained. He went to war.
He
Like,
went to war and
okay.
died, and basically Indiana Jones is salty, and he's like, I wish I could go back in time and warn my son. And then
Yeah.
his goddaughter, which we'll talk about in a sec here, his
She gets
god,
her whole section.
yeah,
Yeah.
she gets her own section. Indiana Jones is like, my son died in the war, and I'm assuming he fought in what Korean War, like
Vietnam. It
Vietnam or
probably.
something.
Well, no, it had to have been. Look, Vietnam was what, the
No, it was
'70s.
the 60s. It was in the
It
60s
was
too.
six.
It was like 68, 69, I think, maybe. I don't know. We're probably terribly wrong. Who knows?
Well, we have the internet at our disposal.
There's got to be some other
Was
war.
the Vietnam War?
I'm pretty sure it was.
It was '70s, bro. It was '70s.
Oh,
Wait, no. Oh, it started in the '50s, though. Who would have thought?
there you go.
Okay, so yeah, it was
So maybe
probably
he
the.
died in Vietnam or something, and maybe
Yeah.
and I could see why Indiana Jones. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Indiana Jones never liked wars anyway, right? Didn't wasn't he like an
Was that
anti-war
his
guy?
thing?
I don't know. I could be just
I
totally
mean,
making
he's
that up.
pretty involved in it, if you ask me.
No, he is pretty involved in it, but he's trying to stop it. He isn't really trying to just like have
Well, yeah,
wars.
he's not a Nazi. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure Indiana Jones doesn't like the
He,
Nazis.
he- and I like how they kept with his character, how he keeps saying like it belongs in a museum.
Yeah, that's good. What I thought was funny. Okay, well, this is actually it's a funny. It was an unintentionally funny part to me. So there's a scene in the movie where they go scuba diving. I thought it was very. It was just very random, and they had to find. You know, in every Indiana Jones movie, they got to find some smaller thing that leads them to the big thing.
Yeah.
They had that weird staff necklace for
Yeah,
the
of course,
ark,
yeah.
and then they had like So in this movie, they had to go down into this shipwreck to find something that would like. I don't.
Excuse
It was like it was the instructions to find the Dial of Destiny, right?
Yeah.
And when he pulled it out, the girl forgot her name. She's like, it's made of gold, and he goes, not just any gold, gold straight from the Nile River. I'm like, oh, of course it's from the Nile River. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
think
I think
so.
we both looked
Why-
at each other and bursted out laughing or something.
Why wouldn't it be from the Nile River?
The Nile River. Oh, yeah,
Were they
no,
anywhere
that
near
seems
the
funny.
Nile River in
I
that?
don't
Like,
know, man. I don't even know where they were. That was probably the most. It's a long movie, guys. Like seriously, like it's a long movie. Like
Yeah.
there's so much stuff they could have just cut out, in my opinion.
No, it was very long. And like, okay, another thing I noticed, like, I think the one like action sequence that I really kind of did find myself enjoying was with the horse and the parade and all that kind of stuff. That point in the movie, I didn't know a whole lot about what the plot was because they just introduced like 5 new characters. Like I didn't know what their deal was. The one lady and like the one like big Nazi guy. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's this dumb stereotypical thing where like the goons are like one lean strong guy and then
Yeah,
one
yeah,
big stupid. Like he's an
yeah,
idiot.
yeah. I know, right?
Like big giant like 6 foot guys can 6'5"
Yeah,
guys can't be smart or anything.
yeah, like SpongeBob and Patrick.
It's
They're like,
literally the SpongeBob and Patrick. They're literally just SpongeBob and Patrick if they were Nazis. Like I swear to God,
yeah,
they're really dumb. They get killed off like hilariously, as usually all the Nazi characters do in the Indiana Jones movies.
yeah.
And yeah. So this movie introduces something that's kind of. I mean, I know Indiana Jones is kind of like it gets strange. Obviously, it's supposed to, I guess, in a
Mm.
way. Like I think Crystal Skull was like a little too strange, but it's okay. Um,
Too much information.
Too much information.
With the
It's like
aliens,
no,
God, that was
bruh. It was
crazy.
so crazy, but this one's like just crazy. Like this one's just goofy. Like
Well, yeah,
this one's
we
like
haven't even touched on we haven't even touched on the girl or the ending. Okay, I want to talk about the female co-lead first,
yes,
and I want to get something out here. Okay, I did not have. I think she was just doing the best with the cards she was dealt. I'm really gonna blame the writers on this one.
yeah.
I don't know who the actress was,
For
but
as long the movie was, she needed more time to be developed.
yes, she had one heroic part at the end where she like rides up on a motorcycle to this plane that's about to take off. But I just think they wrote her very like difficult to side with, and like it's not very relatable, especially when she's like dissing the well-established character Indiana Jones. You know, she's like she didn't come across as witty. I think just kind of like a jerk.
Yeah. The thing is that she has no redeemable qualities at all. Like
Yeah,
throughout the whole movie, she's still kind of like an ass to Indy like the whole time.
yeah. By the end, I'm
Like
like,
she's always like
why?
she was like, actually, yeah, I'll do it for the money and all that stuff. And then Indiana
Yeah, and
Jones
you're
is
like,
like, what are you doing?
you left him to die.
Dude, and then remember, apparently, so like, remember when they went on that boat and then the Nazis invaded the boat and they got on the boat and then they killed Indiana Jones's friend? Like, that's a pretty apparent. I looked it up. That's a pretty
Oh,
established Indiana Jones character that they just
yeah,
murdered right in front of you.
yeah,
If like,
yeah.
I'm not a diehard Indiana Jones fan. Like,
I didn't even know who it was. I'm gonna be honest.
I know I had to look it up. So that's how that's the kind of fan that I am. If you're wondering me about Indiana Jones, I think it's awesome. All my Indiana Jones info comes from the games, though. Honestly, from the Lego
The Lego
games.
games?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, so this guy's like a pretty well established like Indiana Jones character that
The
people
boat
love.
guy for the
Yeah,
people who are
that apparently
confused.
people like. And this guy just gets murdered after Indiana Jones
Yeah.
idiotically is like, "Oh, never." It's like, dude, oh,
No,
I just killed his
yeah,
friend,
yeah.
dude. And then the
No.
lady is like, doesn't even care. And Indiana Jones doesn't even care. He's not like he's not affected by the friend of his dead friend at all. Like
Yeah.
like later after they get out of that situation with the Nazis, he goes, "My friend's dead," and that's it.
Is that what he said?
I swear to God, he said, "My friend is dead," and then she's like, "I'm sorry."
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't think that any of the parts that should have hit the characters hard really affect them too much, cuz I think there was too much going on for them to like kind of take it slower.
Yeah,
They tried to get everything going. It's like, okay, that probably should have been a longer sequence, but
that
the
probably
movie
should
was
have been.
already so long. They
No, seriously, the
whatever.
movie is very
and
long.
and not they had the whole ending where they're fighting in the Sicilian War or whatever it was, and they're with the Nazi warplanes and
Yes, yes. So they go
like a
back. They,
thousand
they go
years.
back in time with the Dial of Destiny. It's the whole point. It's a time machine. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, it's a time machine. So the Nazi guy, who I have no idea his name is, that's how forgettable he is. I don't know his name. He wants to go back in time, and he doesn't care about Hitler. You think like a Nazi's like, oh God, I want Hitler to come back. This
No, he
guy
already
doesn't
killed
want. He
Hitler.
doesn't want Hitler. He just wants to be.
Hitler.
He wants to be the new Hitler. Like he wants to rule Nazi Germany or whatever. And basically the Dial of Destiny doesn't work right, and then they travel back to like some crazy ass like war from like
Yeah, it
what
was
year would that even be?
they said it was like 200 BC at some point.
Yeah, but like from afar, it looked like the beaches of like Normandy or something.
That's what I thought they went to. I'm like, that would have been so sick.
That would have been
Like that would have been
crazy if
really
they
cool,
went
I
to
think.
D-Day. Like that would have been
Right, but
insanity.
it was kind of more like ironic and funny. It's like, oh, this ancient war that are
But
getting
they
like
zoom
disrupted
in
by
and it's a
Nazis.
bunch of like Viking boats and like all this
Yeah,
stuff. And
arrows and
and
stuff. Yeah.
the plane crashes. So okay, here's my biggest problem with this. If so first what I'm going to say to connect these two things I'm going to talk about. Indiana Jones wants to be stuck in the past cuz he feels like there's nothing left for him. He's like, just leave me. But like,
Hmm.
obviously, but his daughter or his goddaughter punches him, knocks him out, and then he wakes up in normal time.
Against his wishes.
Against his
Yeah.
wishes, and she says something that's she's kind of right. She says, you would have messed up the time. You would have messed up the time stream. Okay, if Indiana Jones staying in the time stream was gonna mess it up, how does like uh 40s Nazi planes
Yeah.
landing in 200 BC, that just gives them a bunch of technology that they could use for something and make
No,
something
imagine.
advanced.
Yeah. Because
And the
okay,
dead bodies of those guys and their clothing?
they had to at least have like a gun on them or something. Like
Yeah,
imagine
like
how
a
crazy
chain
just a
gun.
gun would be.
Like
Yeah.
imagine they would win crazy wars if they just had a chain gun and then they figured out how to make bullets and then boom, it's over. The people
Yeah.
would think they have some like crazy like devilish device
Yeah.
that was
And they
formed
just
by
rule
the
the world.
gods or something,
Yeah.
because no one would even be able to comprehend that.
No, I know.
So like that
Even
makes
probably
no
just like
sense.
even just like the welded steel, that would have been what? What is this? Wheels?
They
They
made
probably didn't have
they could have made
wheels.
armor out of that plane
Yeah,
for
wait,
like
let's
the
try.
king or something or whatever. But that's my biggest flaw with the movie. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like that you're leaving metal and dead Nazi guys and probably, so I guarantee someone had a pistol on them. You're just gonna pick
Yeah.
up a pistol and shoot the guy and you win the war pretty much. Everyone starts retreating because you have a pistol, a normal gun.
Yeah.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
What was the
Uh,
thing you were lead into?
um. Oh, I was just connecting those two things. I was gonna. I
Uh,
talked about the daughter, but yeah, no. By the end of the movie, he like reunites with his wife or whatever,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah, yeah. And then
oh,
Sala was like no longer the
yeah.
yeah.
There's one last thing I want to talk about for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is that there is a particular kid that joins with them. There's a
Yeah.
child that joins with them, and him and the girl or his goddaughter, who I think his name is like what's her name? It's like, that's really
I could
dumb. It's
that.
kind of like a weird name. Um, but basically, this kid is pretty much just short round again. Like
Yes.
he
Yeah.
the whole time I was watching, I was like, dude, this is just short round. Like this, they're literally just trying to do short round, but again, but like
Yeah.
that's
This time he
stupid.
plays planes though.
That's stupid. Also, like a big like I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is like wildly, but from things I've heard, for the Indiana Jones fans out there, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but from the things I've heard is that the reason why not a lot of people like the second Indiana Jones movie, which is perceived as one of the worser ones, I guess, is that short round. Is people say short round's annoying or something like that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought Short Round was cute and funny. I thought that was the whole point that they added to that movie, is that that cute kid's just kind of like being.
Yeah, I thought he was kind. I like short rounds inclusion. My parents didn't like it. I couldn't ask anyone over the age of 30 if they like short round. They'd be like, no.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe that's just the thing then from people back in the day. They just didn't like Short Round, and that was like one of the biggest flaws of the movie, I guess. And then they made The Last Crusade, which is like a lot better. But yeah, I just think this kid is literally just a worse Short Round, like because he's not
I
Short
don't think.
Round.
I don't. Okay, I wouldn't say he's a worse short round, but because it's kind of like an imitation of short round, I don't think he's a worse. Yeah,
Yeah, I just think it's
he
not
just seems like
original.
a copy though.
It's just not original.
I
Like
don't think he was a. Yeah.
because the writer, because this isn't the same writer as the other ones, so like this
No.
guy's
And
literally just copying him.
he kind of ragged on Indiana Jones too. He stole his watch. Like what, dude?
Right? Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know. There's just too much disrespect just because he's
Yeah, I
old. And
feel like there's
bro.
disrespect because they make him a hermit, they make him divorced, they make him have no child.
Yeah.
Like what? And he gets this awful excuse of a goddaughter.
Yeah. He's preaching and he's like talking to his class and like nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He's still a teacher. He hasn't even retired yet, and he's like
No.
80 or something. At least
No, he
Harrison.
did, didn't he? I
Did
thought
he?
he just retired like during the movie.
Oh,
Isn't
maybe.
that what happened?
Oh,
I don't know.
he like
Oh,
just
by the way,
retires.
Helena Shaw was the name of that the girl, the goddaughter.
Oh, I thought. Oh, he called her Wombat a lot. I don't know what that meant though.
Wombat?
He calls her Wombat. Like I don't know if that was like a. Like I don't know what that means.
I don't
In my
remember
Indiana
that.
Jones video, I call her Wombat the whole time. So like hopefully that makes
Maybe you
sense.
misheard maybe you misheard Helena or something.
Here's
I don't
something that's
know.
crazy. I think it was you that told me that Indiana Jones 2 is actually a prequel.
Apparently that's very well known knowledge.
That's okay.
Didn't-
Apparently, like I don't know if this is real or not, but like or like I am not gonna go. I'm not gonna like pull up the movie right now and watch it. But I think my brother told me something like, okay, at the beginning of the movie they say like what the time is, but like yeah, that's cool that you tell me the time, but I don't remember the time frame of the last one,
Yeah, right.
so I'm not gonna put those
Exactly.
two together. But apparently it's like Indiana Jones's first adventure or something like that. That's why Marianne is not in it, and that's why there's a new girl in it.
Which it probably shouldn't be his first adventure because he already knows Lei Chow or whatever the gangsters' names
Oh
are. Like, how does he know them
right.
if this is his first time doing adventure stuff?
It's
Also,
so
how does he
confusing.
know how to do any of this if this is his first adventure?
Also, I swear to God, in the Lego games, um, I swear it's in order too. I swear it goes 1, 2, 3 in the game I played. I swear it goes 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it does. It does because I mean that's the order of the movies, doesn't it?
I think the second one's awesome in my opinion.
I agree. I think the second one's cool too.
Which
I wasn't allowed to
is
watch
that?
it
Is
until
that?
like
Oh yeah, because it is kind of
my
violent.
parents showed me the first one and the third one, and they waited like 5 years to show me the second one because of the heart.
The heart
The
scene.
guy
That's my
ripping out the
favorite scene.
heart.
Yeah, that's my favorite
I
scene.
know.
Is that the one where he shoots the guy who waves the sword at him like a bunch?
No, I think they did a gag. No, they did a gag like that. So because in the first one they did that,
Oh, it's in the
right?
first
The
one.
guy was
Okay.
in this, but no, I know in the second one I know what you're talking about
That's
because
got to be like the best like improv ever.
no, yeah, because no, in the second one though, he's like a guy comes to him with a sword and he waves it around and he's like, oh, I know how to do, and he reaches for his gun and it's not there because they took it from him. And he's like, oh, and
Yeah.
then he's
Oh
flesh.
yeah, I remember that now. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they did
So
like a gag off that. But that was actually all improv by Harrison Ford because he was tired. He was tired.
it was because he had the stomach problem.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, dude, I don't want
He's
to do a
sick.
fight scene right now, so I'm just gonna shoot him." But
Yeah,
that's like perfect. That's like
it is
exactly.
funny.
I don't really. Yeah. The second one's
Although I
awesome.
would have loved to see an actual like sword like fight in that first movie. That would have been so
Yeah,
cool.
sword fights are cool. I like the scene with the bridge in the second one. Wasn't there like a bridge scene when when it's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
guy,
there was.
the
I
ripped
mean, there
guy?
wasn't much sword. There wasn't much sword fighting. It's more just
Right.
he
Yeah.
cuts the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but if one thing came out of that movie, it was the trailer for
Yes, I was just about to say. I was about to say when we were watching that movie, the trailers were amazing for Indiana
yes,
Jones. Well, I
because
might just
there was
add,
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer
There
looks
was
incredible. I
um,
I'm actually
you know
seeing
what
Oppenheimer in IMAX. I'm super excited for that.
the rest of Rescue.
They
I
didn't they
don't know.
didn't show the Barbie trailer. I really wanted them to show the Barbie trailer because I wanted to show Chase it because it actually looks really funny. It looks good. It unironically looks like it looks like it's the next Elf. And I only say that I say that because the cast is stacked and Will Ferrell's the main villain, which I mean the Lego movie is in my opinion a 5 out of 5 movie, and Will
Mhm.
Ferrell's also the main villain. So, but yeah. Anyway, they had Oppenheimer. They had the Meg 2, which looks like
Oh, the Meg too. I forgot about
it
that
looks
one.
just wild.
Yeah.
There's a movie with Liam Neeson, which of course it's gonna be awesome. Where
Oh, the one with the car
yes, yes.
bombs.
So he's framed for
That
like
one
a
looks
car
cool.
bombing, and he can't get out of his car. So isn't he like? Doesn't he have like some of his kids in the car too?
Yeah, he's got his two kids in the car, and he's like, "Oh, the trailer just looks insane." It's surprising how much they showed in the trailer because I feel like a lot of that would have been
Yeah, we're
spoilers.
definitely gonna go see these ones. Yeah,
That one looks, yeah,
that one for sure too. And in that movie, like he's like framed for a car bombing, and then like the entire like city police department is running after his car. My question about those kind of movies where it's like all based in a car, how do they not run out of gas? Like, how do you not run out of gas at one point if you're just
Oh,
driving for so long? But anyway, there's one other trailer that we saw that looked absolutely awesome, but also stupid at the same time, but way too awesome to not like go watch, you know what I mean? And it's got a crazy cast. It's every action star you could ever dream of in it. And the movie is called The Expendables. And from what I know is that there's actually a few of these movies out there.
that's what I found too.
There's
Yeah,
actually a few Expendables. I don't know if this is like a reboot or something because it's isn't it just called The Expendables? It might have
it's
like
called
an
The Expendables. Well, looking around. It does say Expendables 4 2023, so I think it is technically the fourth one. But yeah,
So in this movie, we are presented with one of the guys from the Meg. He's the bald guy. He was in Hobbs and Shaw, like that one Fast and Furious movie.
Jason Statham. Yeah,
Oh, is that his name? Okay, and then also has
yeah,
Sylvester Stallone, and also the villain of Rocky 4, the Russian guy.
yeah.
I do not remember his name, but they have him and Chase. Would you like who else is in it, Chase?
50 Cent makes an appearance in this
50
movie.
Cent is one of the characters on the team. Wow, I didn't know 50 Cent was an actor. I did not know that.
I know. It
And
is
that is
absolutely insane.
absolutely wild. I think, and Megan Fox,
Megan Fox.
it's just like it reminds me of Michael Bay. Is it a Michael Bay movie?
No, I'd be surprised if it was. I don't. Let me see.
Michael Bay hasn't made a movie since this one movie called Ambulance, I think. Which
Ambulance.
it looked actually kind of okay, or like obviously it's not gonna be good, but like it's gonna be like a fun watch, you know, like Transformers.
Yeah. That's the reason we wanted to
Yeah,
see
that's
it because
that's
like
the reason why we want to see this movie because
it
it looks
doesn't look super
absolutely
plot
badass.
heavy.
It just
The
it's the most testosterone filled thing I've ever seen in my life.
and if you look at the movie poster, it looks like it's a skull with a bunch of knives and fire shooting out of it. It says they'll die when they're dead.
Yes, yes. Oh my god. Yeah, it showed that in the movie theater, and me and Chase just
Yeah.
started dying laughing when
Oh
it
my
said
god.
"They die when they die." Like, what does that
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean they die when they die? Yeah, no shit. Everyone dies when they die. Oh my gosh, no, it just looks incredible. So I love
I,
Sylvester Stallone, and I know that this movie's gonna have awesome kills and like
hmm.
awesome explosions. And 50 Cent
Yeah.
was on like an attack helicopter. I thought.
Yeah, like a huge machine gun.
I
Oh
think
my
there's
goodness.
other. I think there's other team members. I'm gonna look up the cast real quick.
I don't
The
remember a whole lot about the actual plot
Expendables.
because I was too stunned by the visuals and cast. So I don't remember what it's exactly
Yeah, I
about,
don't know
but
what it's about. I'm assuming it's
it's
like, okay, we gotta
some
go
sort of
stop this
mission.
organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's usually what these kind of things are
Yeah. So we
about.
got 50 Cent. His name is Easy.
Easy?
His name's Easy in the movie. We got. Oh yeah, there was the guy with the nunchucks.
What?
There was a guy in the movie. He had nunchucks, and he was like going crazy with
Um,
them.
okay, I don't remember that.
His
I'm
name
on the
is.
IMDb page of it right now, looking
Oh
around
really?
again.
Oh, I just look it up on Google. Yeah.
Bro,
So
it starts with that crazy scene between at least the trailer does. Like some
Liam,
like
dude, you are not gonna believe this right now. I did not see him in the
what?
trailer, but guess who was in this movie?
Oh.
Liam Neeson.
Really?
Yes, it says in the cast. It says in the
Oh my
cast that Liam Neeson
goodness.
is in the movie. I don't know how like official that is, but it also says Eddie Hall is in the movie. Do you know who Eddie Hall is?
I have no
He
inform
is
me please. Who is
I'm
Eddie
pretty
Hall?
so he is a retired strongman, and he was the world's strongest man in 2017. So you can expect him to be epic in this
Really?
if he's
Oh
actually in
my
this. I'm gonna look
goodness.
up Eddie
Yeah.
Hall Expendables to make sure
It's for real.
it's for real.
Well, no, everywhere that I'm looking, it says it has him too. I just didn't know how much of a household name he was. I was like, okay, Eddie Hall.
Okay, so apparently he
Wow.
was. Oh, so Sylvester Stallone launches Eddie Hall over the bar in Expendables 4 trailer. So I guess maybe it's more like a cameo.
It might be just a cameo
Man,
if
I
that's all
see. I
he's
love
credited
this type of movie genre. Like it's so like obscure almost sometimes because there's some
as.
movies
Really?
with like Sylvester Stallone and the Russian guy whose name is like Dolph Lundgren or something like that. But there's a bunch of movies that they're in that like honestly aren't popular at all. But like it's so obscure. I wonder if
Really?
they're
I mean,
just
this is.
crappy or not. I don't know.
I mean, okay. Well, think about how many. I'm sure they're like the diehard Sylvester Stallone fans will know about it. I think just because of how many well-known names in this, like
Yeah,
people are gonna see it because they're
it's
gonna know
awesome.
someone in it. They're gonna
It's
want to see it.
awesome.
It says it's got a budget of $100 million.
No dude, no way. I just saw a picture of the Expendables, like the crew.
Yeah.
There's apparently more than just like about 5 of them, my friend. We're looking at no way, that's not real. Please tell me that's not Harrison Ford,
He's in the Expendable.
Terry Crews,
I don't know who that is.
Mel Gibson,
Okay.
Arnold. We got Arnold in there.
Oh wow.
Who
Oh
else?
wait,
I
I
just
see
saw
that.
one more. I just saw one more that was incredible. It was a shock. Oh, Bruce Willis, but Bruce Willis will probably won't be in this one. He had a lot of.
No. Well,
He has
hey,
like dementia
maybe
now or something.
maybe they died when they're dead. Maybe that's what happened in the last movies. Those ones
Dude, that
died, so
is
they gotta get
why I really hope Arnold and Mel Gibson. Dude, no way, that's Harrison Ford.
I don't know if it's Harrison Ford,
Dude,
man.
wait here.
They maybe they all died. They had to get 50 Cent on the team and the new guys and Megan Fox.
My friend, that is Harrison Ford in the Expendables forecast in IMDb.
Wow, you think that's a secret Indiana Jones lore we don't know
Do you
about?
think that's like? Oh wait, no. I'm reading some stuff. Okay, so is Harrison Ford in the Expendables 4? Although the film features many new famous faces, notable cast members who are not returning, okay, are actually all the ones I really wanted to be in it. Arnold is not going to be in it. Bruce is not going to be in it for obvious reasons. Bruce Willis
Mm-hmm.
makes sense because he has like bad health problems.
Right.
Harrison Ford, Jet Li, um, and Terry Crews will not be in it. Ah, that sucks. I really wish they were. What we should do, Chase, is watch all 3 of them. That would be crazy.
Oh, we gotta lead up. Yeah, what is it? When did this movie come out?
The Expendables. Let's see when it comes out. It'll come out when it comes out.
Is that what it says?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god! I was gonna
Mad,
say, oh,
you're,
they'll die when they're dead, and then they'll
yeah,
come down
yeah,
when it comes
yeah.
to.
The Expendables 4 date. Let's see. September 22nd, 2023.
Hey,
So we have some
let's put it on
time.
the calendar.
Expendables 1
Opening night.
Expendables 1 came out in oh dude, I really want to watch Expendables 3 now because that's the one with Harrison Ford in it and like 100 other guys.
Okay. Oh
Like
yeah, no, I see
like
what you're saying.
like the team picture is wild. There's so many of them. Harrison
Okay, well,
Harrison Ford just looks like their dad or something, like in the thing. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, I see the picture you're talking about. That's funny.
like he just looks like a normal smiling PNG photo. It's so funny. New team, new attitude, new mission.
All right. Oh, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my god, that's yeah, and then Sylvester Stallone's writing or writing, lighting a giant cigar in the thing.
Very on brand for
It's
him.
very on brand for him.
Let's see.
Wow, no, that movie looks awesome. Yeah, we just saw a bunch of those trailers,
Yeah.
and we speaking of just on the topic of just all these movies we've been just going for. Me and Chase here actually came up with we didn't come up well we came up with a
We did
plot.
come up.
Well, okay, we came up with a movie idea about a year ago, and Chase came up with the title
Well,
as
it's funny. Do you want to give the backstory on how this movie was all thought up?
so
Because it wasn't just
me and
obviously
Chase
there was a
just like hung out a lot, right? Like we always went to like Pan Express, and we always went to like all these food places, but every time we went and got Pan Express, or on the drive home or something, or the drive there, or whatever. I remember telling Chase one day, "Yo, dude, I had this dream." I told him I had a dream of of uh, of this like idea of a movie, and this idea was that it was very much inspired by Breaking Bad, the Red Valley and Red Valley One. If you have seen it and you're watching this podcast episode, yes, that was probably our biggest inspiration is Breaking Bad, and or just Vince Gilligan, I guess in general, because Better Call
yeah.
Saul too. Um, but after I told Chase about this, we literally just connected our brains and just started immediately coming up with these characters: Cordova,
Mm-hmm.
Warren Trey, and Kovacs as the main leads, and Lysander Thorne, all as the main leads, who are the main characters of Red Valley. There's an Instagram that's called RV Productions. I believe it's underscore official. And
Yep.
if you go there, you'll find our official Instagram, our kind of like production company, and you can click on the link, and it should come up with the YouTube channel of the RV Productions, and you could be able to watch Red Valley and Red Valley Dead End, which is the sequel to the
What
first Red
really?
Valley.
Both of them?
Yes, both of them.
Well, good. Yeah, it started a year ago, right? And like I
Yes,
want to say
just
the
about.
summer of 2022, and we just finished filming in May, I want to say, and so the second one just
Yes,
came
yeah.
out.
The
Mm-hmm.
second one, it was definitely a journey. It's really so for some background for some people wondering like, okay, so each one of the movies is around 50 minutes. It's a pretty decent runtime. It could be technically considered a short film, I guess. But here's the things with making a short film like this is tremendously hard. And me and
Yeah, we
Chase,
did not
we
expect
doubted
the challenges
ourselves.
that we
We
faced.
really doubted ourselves. In the original plot, or not plot, but the original format of this movie was actually supposed to be a show. Both of these movies were supposed to be combined into 2 seasons of a TV show, and each episode would only be around 10 to 15 minutes long.
Hmm.
Over time, we realized maybe like having a TV show might not be good because people might not remember stuff every time we release a
Right.
new one. So the movie was probably the best, and it was. We received a pretty good amount of reception from the people that we know. We sent it to them, our family members. They all loved it. They all it was a fun ride. It's obviously very cheaply made, and you'll know that. It's a
Yeah, the
very
budget
cheap.
is non-existent.
There is no budget. It's all coming out of our wallets, and the maximum money on this whole film was probably around $200 at most because
I would say so. Yeah.
there was a gun prop that I bought that was around like $90 or something. I think it was completely worth it though. It was a great it was a great piece.
Investment.
It was a
Yeah.
great investment, and So yeah, it's very cheaply made, obviously. So for the
Hmm.
critique we get that it doesn't look good, that's just a given.
It's really kind of
It's
unavoidable.
two. It was two high school students making a thing. We just graduated
Yeah.
high school and stuff, but we made the first movie entirely when we were in high school, and it was like a great senior project, something I'll look
Hmm.
back on forever. But it was cheaply made by some high school students, and it's I think it turned out good for what it was. We learned a lot from that first one, which we made a lot better in the second one. But
Yeah,
there's even things in the second one that we need to make note of and put forward in our future projects. And
that's right.
the first Red Valley just feels it's like almost nostalgic now, almost to me and Chase.
Yeah, because it feels so long ago now because we've not just like as us like Noah and Chase, but I feel like our characters had changed so much that it felt like a real progression of the
Right,
story that we wrote. It's like
right.
the beginning to the end is such a ride. I watched them back to back yesterday actually just to give that experience. I'm like, wow, this is a really complete
It's a
piece of
story.
work
It's a
here.
whole story. The first
Yeah,
one on its own is a great little fun tale. You know, it's a fun
yeah.
story. The second one gives closure, and it's a lot more dark and a lot more
It
storytelling.
hmm it gives a whole. It almost just like it complements and adds to the first one because it gives deeper meaning to some stuff you heard about in the first one, and it closes their tales to see how
Yes.
everything kind of finishes up. Because not that there's that many looming questions after the first one, but there is things that aren't totally over. So I think the second one is definitely necessary, and it's like we wrote the entire or we came up with the stories of the first and second one before we even started filming day one,
Yeah.
like this whole thing was planned out before we started filming that first scene of
Yes.
the first movie.
Yeah,
So
and just for you guys to know, it's RV. It's all like one word. It's RV Productions official. If you want to go check that out.
yep,
Also, the YouTube channel is also, I think it's just called RV Productions. If I'm correct.
I
Yeah,
think you're right. Yeah.
yeah. It's just capital RV space capital P Productions, and you will be able to find Red Valley and Red Valley Dead End. And yeah, I mean, I
Hopefully
think
future projects.
it's a fun watch. Yeah, look forward to our future stuff. It's a fun movie. It's a fun two movies that we made. Obviously, it's cheaply made, but it has a pretty decent script in my opinion. Obviously, I made it, but
Yeah, we might be a bit biased, but I would like to say even just like from a third party perspective, we've got a lot of positive feedback. Despite the unprofessionalism with the two high schoolers, no budget,
yeah.
but
So we just wanted to talk about these projects that we made because this has been a big part of me and Chase's life for the last
mhm,
whole year. I mean, we
yeah,
we were script writing and filming. Filming was a nightmare, honestly. Like
yeah, we might even have to have our own episode
we might
about
even
that.
yeah, we might just have to have our own entire podcast with just talking about stories about Red Valley because
We could have on different
yeah,
cast
we could
members.
have on we can have on the cast members. We can have on Kovacs, and we can have on Lysander, who are the other two main characters. Me and Chase play. I play Warren Trey, the main what would it be
Protagonist. I would call him
protagonist.
protagonist.
Yeah, and then Chase also plays a main.
Cordova.
He plays a main character. I'll just say
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that for those of you who still want to go watch it. Um, but yeah, so this production company is still going. It's named RV Productions after Red Valley.
Yeah, first
And we
project. Yeah.
decided to name it that because that's our first project, and it's very special to us. But in the future we do have future projects coming out. We plan on making a few things. We plan on making a lot more shorter films. Short films,
Yeah.
we've learned that if we put all our eggs into one basket, which is like a short film, because it's a lot shorter than a feature length movie, and so that
Yeah.
gives you time to develop things, make it look
Hmm.
good and nice. We're planning on making short horror films. We're planning on making a lot of stuff, but the one we are currently in production because we wrapped up. I'm pretty sure pre-production because. Actually, no. We're actually close to pre-production
The
because
script is almost
the
finished.
script is very close to being done. It's in me and Chase's opinion, it's honestly one of the best scripts we've
Yeah, I
written
think
so far.
it's the best thing we've done so far. Yeah.
We just we found it. I think we're getting very close to finding our touch with script writing and talking.
Hmm.
And oh, excuse me. Um, this new film, you can even see a little title card of it on the actual official Instagram. It will be called Traditional Gangsters, and it will be roughly maximum 30 minutes at
We're
most.
looking around 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking around 25, 30 minutes. Normal short film kind of
It's
time.
gonna be kind of another crime, almost like
Yes,
exciting
it
drama
will be a
adventure.
crime. It will be a crime drama with a bit of comedy. For some background, it's set in 1995, I think, is the
Yeah,
date
we
we
settled
chose.
on like early 90s, mid 90s. Yeah.
It might be mid or late 90s, 95 or 97.
Yeah, and it follows the stories of some amateur
If
artifact
yes,
dealers who,
it follows the story of a group of gangsters that have taken in an artifact like expert, a guy who's an archaeologist who
yeah,
who they pretty much hired, and this guy's, I mean, obviously a gangster too, but they hire him, and that's kind of what the how the story follows. We thought it was an interesting concept. It's almost like Indiana
hmm,
Jones meets gangsters,
yeah, right.
almost like yeah, it's very cool, and we're really excited to start filming. Roughly the same cast from Red Valley will be
Hmm.
being in this film too.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, yeah, me and Chase will again be main characters, and it'll be fun. Chase will be playing a character named Benny, and I will be playing a character uh, known as Marcellus. And yeah, so there's a lot more exciting stuff to come in the future with our projects. And there's a lot more exciting things to come with our future podcast episodes. If you
that's right.
guys enjoyed this podcast, please consider subscribing and listening to more of our podcast videos. This is one of many to come. Um, expect a podcast, what, like every Wednesday, I guess we'll go with. Every Wednesday we
At
will,
least every week. We'll go
yeah,
with every week.
we'll go weekly, but we'll try to make it like a single day if we can. If something
Yeah,
happens, we can't. Expect an episode of the podcast every week. And again, my videos will be uploading daily, or at least again, like we just said with the podcast, I'll try to at least do it daily. If something comes up, something comes up, but usually I probably will upload every day on whatever. But yes, so this has been the podcast with Noah and Chase. I'm Chase, or uh, I'm Noah,
and I'm Chase.
and yeah, that's our podcast. Thank you guys for watching.
All right, thank you. Bye.